Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Dasopanishad continued. Maitreyi, however, asks her husband, "You are giving away all this and taking up sannyasa. Evidently, there should be some great happiness you are looking forward to in sannyas. What is that?" Shri Yajnavalkya replies, "Yes, you have already been very dear to me. By this question, you have become dearer still. First, let me explain as to what is this attraction between husband and wife is due to. This love or priyam that husband has for the wife has for the husband, parent have for the children, love for money, material, power and possession, etc., are not for their sake, but for his or her own self-satisfaction. It is the self that is the Atma which is pleased. The love is not for this or that in turn, or person, or possession, or condition, or any object. It is the subject that feels fulfilled temporarily. The Swarupa of the subject is Anandamaya. The incident or action or possession temporarily enables the subject to realize its Swarupa of Ananda. To become a sannyasi, the purpose is to leave everything thought to be near and dear so as to realize the self. Then, instead of loving something and hating the other things, everything will be seen as Atma Swarupa and Anandamaya. With that, nothing will be disliked anymore. That is the Upadesa for his wife Maitreyi. Then, before he takes the final plunge into sannyasa, in the Rajya Sabha of the Janaka Raja, he has decided detailed discussions about Paramatma Tattva with Kaholar, Udalaka Aruni, Gargi and others. Then he gives his considered views to Janaka. These are covered in Muni Kandam. Vishishtadvaitam of Sri Ramanujacharya relies mainly on the Paramatma being immanent in all living things as Antaryami. This principle is clearly spelled out by Yajnavalkya in his replies to Uddalaka Aruni. If the whole world is a body, the life in it is the Antaryami Paramatma. Though here he accepts the Vishishtadvaita principle, mostly his views are based on Advaita philosophy only. While finishing his advices to Maitreyi, his words are pure Advaitam. He says, even the slightest deviation into the Dvaitam will throw up the whole spectrum of touching, smelling, tasting, hearing, and thinking about the second. When you get to know the Atma, the subject without a second, who can do what to whom? This same Upanishad also contains Janaka's Upadesa that the one who has completely got rid of his desires remains as a Brahman while living and gets absorbed in the Brahman on his leaving the body, as water mixes with water and becomes water. At the end of this Upanishad are two chapters known as Kilakandam. They give a collection of miscellaneous data and observations. Akilam means all or total. Kila means bits and pieces. Depending on the recipient's level of maturity and perspective, the same advice could be interpreted differently. He is brought out in a story. Devas, humans and Asuras listen to the Upadesa of Prajapati, which is the single letter of Da, as we pronounce the word Dhi in the English. The Devatas, who are normally backing the control over the senses, take it as Dhamyata, meaning the control and regulate. Human who are normally avarikas take it to mean Datta, that gives or donate. The cruel Asuras understand the Upadesa as a direction to the more kind of consideration as Dayatvam. The interesting point is that each class of those beings drew a lesson in that possessive direction of self-improvement. We readers can do with all these three advices, Dhamyata, Dattam, Deyadvam, as Upadesa meant for us. There is one mantra in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad occurring towards the very end, which appeals to my mind as very appropriate. What does the mantra say? It says, a deceased being suffering in the intensity of it should interpret the experience as an opportunity to do tapasya. Once this recognition comes that your disease is also a penance, you will get the benefits of expiation, including the moksham or nirvana, says the mantra at chapter 5, section 11, sloka 1. The text of the mantra is under etadvai paramam tato yadyahitasta tapyate paramam haiva lokam jayati yayevam veda. You may ask me as to what is so great about this mantra that appeals to your mind. Let me try and answer you. When you take a vratam, that is, carry out a vow of abstinence, you deny and delay gratification of senses, and thereby the effect of your past sins are expiated, and your body consciousness as yourself gets diluted. The earlier sins by the body and the mind are erased when you strive with your body and mind in tapasya or penance. That is why the greats of the past are said to have done tapasya. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Rama 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 Rama.